Right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my talk on Europe. And I've chosen this environment here because I think it's very appropriate. Because you see boxes all over. This is what the offices of British MEPs in Brussels will look like at the end of June this year. So, yes, get used to it. Anyway, I mean, what I would like to talk about is, of course, Europe. And I would like to talk about claims made by British Eurosceptics concerning Europe. Starting with one that's always said that Britain has never been part of Europe, never will be, and isn't indebted in any way to European culture. This claim, it's a very interesting claim because, I mean, so David Cameron just pronounced, and almost verbatim, that the Beatles and One Direction have conquered the world. All right, have conquered Europe, of course, yes. And thanks, David, for that. Yes, and I think I wanted to thank you for giving us Love Me Do in return for Freude schöner Götterfunken and Andrew Lloyd Webber's musicals in return for The Ring. Great deal. Thanks for that. But I don't want to talk about music today. All right. We will talk about music in the next installment. When I talk about British composers, starting, of course, with Frederick Handel. I don't want to do this now. I want to talk about literature, English literature here, and test the British claim that English literature is not indebted to anything European. I've picked here, this is the Norton Anthology of English Literature, 2 volumes, and what I would like to do is just go through it. Table of contents, okay? If we start here, Norton Anthology of English Literature starts with Beowulf. Right, Beowulf. Beowulf, greatest epic, probably ever written in English, although, I mean, in a language, in an English which was not yet contaminated by French. This is later. But then again, Beowulf, a story about a Swedish bloke, Swede, who comes to Denmark, meets there loads of Danes and the Danish king, Hrothgar, kills a Danish monster and his Danish mother. Not very English, though, right? As a matter of fact, I mean, there's not one Englishman appearing in Beowulf. Nevertheless, great stuff, not indebted to Europe, in no way, or to Scandinavia, or whatsoever. So, just think where they gleaned the story from. I don't know where that is. Anyway, let's go on. I mean, just randomly picking something. Wait. L'Ormond de Brut. Wait. Well, it doesn't sound English. No. Oh, does it? Well, it sounds bloody French, but then again, yeah. Here we go. Or let's move on to Sir Gawain and the Green Knight. Okay, great stuff. It's a romance. Romance. Sounds romance. Romantic. Yeah, romance. Romance languages, romance countries. I mean, this is where they got it from. I don't know whether it's English or not, but here we go. And then let's move on to probably one of the greatest poets England has ever seen, Geoffrey Chaucer. Yeah, Geoffrey Chaucer. Now we're talking. Yeah, Chaucer. Funny name though. Yeah, Chaucer, Saussure, Norman, yeah, French. Yeah, I think shoemaker. Yeah, this is Geoffrey Chaucer. I mean, so shoemaker. So he derives, or his ancestors came with an illegal immigrant. Okay, a pirate, a rapist, whatever he was. Yeah, and even worse than that. Yeah, they were French. Okay, which makes him, Chaucer, probably as foreign as Nigel Farage. Nigel Farage, yeah. I mean, I personally, I always think about that. I would pronounce him Farage. If I were him, I would say Farage because, I mean, it sounds more English and would conceal his continental descendants. Probably, yeah. So pronounce him Farage, and this would rhyme with garage and probably this is where you should keep him, in the garage, together with all the other rakes. Okay. Anyway, just a thought. I mean, Geoffrey Chaucer wrote the Canterbury Tales. Canterbury Tales, great stuff, not at all indebted to Boccaccio. Boccaccio, who owned the pizza place in Stoke. No, Boccaccio is Italian. And he wrote this Decameron and Chaucer. This gave him the idea, and if you look through it, I mean, it's all sources. Well, Italian, French, yeah. Well, even the Miller's Tale and the Reeve's Tale are fabliaux. Fabliaux. That sounds very French to me. Yeah, very French. I mean, it was probably a lapsed Frenchman who used French sources, and was very French indeed. Well, he spoke French, probably even better than English. Well, you don't know. Anyway, let's move on. Yeah, let's move on to other Middle English lyrics. Middle English lyrics. I mean, this sort of lyric you see where you say, "Oh, my lady, yeah, I love you so much. Give me one glance, and I will be the happiest man in the world. And if you reject me, I'm going to the woods and die." All right, this sort of talk. We call this courtly love, invented by the French. Once again, the French, bloody Frenchmen, in the south of France. So in the 12th century, they start with all this sort of talk. This is copied here, Middle English lyrics, okay. Anyway, Sir Thomas Malory, his great, well, one work, Maud Darther. Maud Darther? Well, sounds French to me. And indeed it is. Indeed it is. I mean, so 90% of all the sources for the Maud Darther are French. Okay, only 10% English, or 5%. Alliterative Maud Darther is English, and this gives you the worst chapter of the Maud Darther. Don't read that. Don't read the one which is indebted to English sources. I wouldn't do that. Let's move on. 16th century. Thomas Wyatt, Henry Howard, Earl of Surrey. They wrote sonnets. Loads of sonnets. Sonnets all over. Sonnets. Not very English though. Again, I mean, this is Italian. The Italians invented that. And there's one bloke, I mean, they copy all over. You've got this here, Petrarch. Petrarch. Again, no, he doesn't own an ice cream parlor in Stoke-on-Trent. Petrarch, yeah, he is also very Italian indeed. Okay, yeah, I mean, let's go on. I don't know what Sir Thomas Hobby. Okay, translated Castiglione. Okay, well, another. Edmund Spenser. Edmund Spenser. Who wrote, well, the Amoretti. Okay, Amoretti. Sounds fairly English. Sir Philip Sidney. Loads of sonnets still. Loads of sonnets, sonnet cycle. Astrophil and Stella. Well, again, Greek. Latin, Astrophil? Odd name. But very, very European, I would say. William Shakespeare. Here we go. William Shakespeare. Loads of sonnets they've got here. And, and he wrote plays here, just like something like Romeo and Juliet, which takes place, of course, in Bournemouth. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. Of course, it is Verona. Italy, yeah. But what they've got here is King Lear. King Lear. That is true. King Lear. Source for King Lear. Main source is Geoffrey of Monmouth, who wasn't Italian and he wasn't French. He was Welsh. Here we go. But since Welshmen are replacement Englishmen, anyway, that doesn't make much of a difference. So yeah, I give you King Lear. I give you that. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you could go on, going on to the 18th, 17th century. John Milton, indebted to some bloke called Virgil, who comes from the Italian peninsula as well. If you move on, 18th century, no traces of French Enlightenment there. No, none whatsoever in Alexander Pope or Jonathan Swift or whoever you choose. No, none whatsoever. We could go on like that. I mean, so, yeah, Romantics. Yeah, could go on to the Romantics. Oh, well, Shelley. Okay, Keats. Byron. Oh, bloody hell, they all died in Europe. Okay, why didn't you think of that? I mean, we are responsible for killing your Romantics. Okay? I mean, nobody ever... It's true, and that was before the Euro crisis. Think about that. I don't know what to make of that, but this is very interesting indeed. Yeah, Byron even died in Greece. Okay? Before they had the Euro. Bloody hell. Interesting thought we have here. I don't know what to make of that, but think about this yourselves. I mean, if you go onto the 19th and 20th century, you find names. This is the second thing here, in the second volume. I had a look at it. I mean, you find names like... Dante Gabriel Rossetti, Christina Rossetti, Oscar Wilde, Joseph Conrad, William Butler Yeats, James Joyce, T.S. Eliot, Samuel Beckett, Seamus Heaney, you name them, all of them. Not very English, no, sorry, no, they weren't. Yeah, okay. Anyway, so let's stop here. What I wanted to say is I want to confirm Euroscepticism. I want to confirm that, and England or Britain or whatever owns nothing at all to Europe, whereas Europe owns everything to England. Everything. Most of all, of course, One Direction. And this is the One Direction where you are heading. Ha! Bye-bye.